sickening. Alright, I think we're in business, guys. I think we can actually play the fucking game now.
Mario Kart 8!
Screams the man with the moustache. Let's go. Fucking hell. So I will start off with searching for a regional game. That will be the first thing that I attempt. No, that was a pretty poor attempt at a Mario voice. I can do better. But it's... Oh! Well, needless to say, regional is not an option unless I would like to play with myself. Which I'm quite happy to do, but not on camera. What was that sound? I don't know if that was picked up by the microphone, but... my laptop made a very curious sound. A very worrying sound. And I'm just going to hope that it doesn't blow up. If it blows up, then so be it. I'll have to get another laptop, and quite frankly, it may very well be in order at this stage. This is now the VOD on YouTube, by the way. So I will say, for the benefit of the VOD audience, that I do have Bob the Builder outside, being a deeply discourteous individual, as he so... Oh. Well, I was spectating, but now I'm not. What, did I get kicked out of the room? No, the game ended. Which is confusing, because it was showing me the race starting, and then the race finished. I can only assume that a race did take place, I just don't really understand why it was showing me the start of the race, if the race was over. That is something that I am unsure of, but anyway. So unfair, cries Steve. You want to know what's unfair? The amount of time that it took me to get this working. Admittedly, I've had worse setup processes. I mean, what you just saw there, live, is kind of the standard. I've had much worse setup experiences than that. Things that should work just don't with me. I don't know what it is. Anyway. So if you hear any banging, it's not because I've got someone captive in a crawl space under my house and is trying to get out. It is because there is a man next door, and he has no regard for the people around him. That's a good... Oh, if the game ends up being too loud, which it might be. Oh, is that too loud? Yeah, that's too fucking loud, you gotta be joking. I need to turn down my speakers. Again, I'm really unfamiliar with how my speakers work, so... One issue with them is that there's this fucking low-frequency rumble, and... Now, sometimes you have to decide whether or not it's worth aiming for the double boxes, because if some other fucking guy is aiming for the double boxes, you're likely to not end up with anything. It's better to get a single box than no box at all. That is the reality. And I don't think that's particularly learned or esoteric as far as knowledge is concerned about the game that I'm playing right now. Alright, let's overtake Mr. Oh, fuck off with your bananas, man. Hello, Kodoku. So, we've got... No, I'm not going to address the noise next door, there's just no point. My hope is that there isn't any noticeable, in fact there might be noticeable, spill from the television speakers, but... Yes. I'm getting a whole lot of mushrooms, which I am not sure if I need, but what I would like, if, again, I don't know, just by existing I'm getting hit by people. Missing boxes again, as usual. If I manage to achieve a decent placement in the race, it will be in spite of everything. Yeah, okay. How could it be that I'm essentially rubbing up against the wall, which is the most undesirable thing to be doing in a race, and yet you still manage to hit me? Like, this guy seemingly is willing to engage in a form of self-sacrifice just to hit me personally. I don't know what that is. That is confusing to me. But, yeah. I could have actually gone for that double box, as you can appreciate, no doubt. I think I've only picked up mushrooms this entire race, which might be Mario Kart trying to tell me something. But what I would say in response to that is that not even mushrooms would be able to placate me at this point. Can we please just have this thing work. If I finish 11th, then so be it. I've long since given up on retaining any sort of decent point score. That's always nice when the fucking race finishes before you've even passed the finish line because you're coming last. There you go, minus 13 points. Remember when I said that 6,200 was this number that could not stay? Let me rephrase that. That was something that I could never maintain. I could never maintain a score of 6,200. I was always flirting with that line, that 200 mark. Well, I'm back to 6,180 now, which is fucking great. This is something that you guys can watch and enjoy. I'm going to go and lower the volume of my speakers. And in so doing, I shall avoid awkward spill. Now, the me with the man with the glasses is probably the most accurate me here as far as representing the person on the other side of the television. Mine, apart from mine looks exactly like me. It's uncanny. What's with all the British people? You know what I mean? What's going on with them? Playing a bit of Mario Kart before bed. Fucking hell, you know what I mean? Anyway, I will readily admit that that is not how these people probably sound. But they might. There's what I will say is that there's no guarantee that they don't sound like that. I don't know how that guy ended up falling off the edge. Now, the irony is that I haven't really... Okay, I could have played a little better than I did at the start there, but the fact that I'm sort of competing with a person who's capable of falling off the edge in that sort of way, that really does say something about my current play, and I'd like to maybe step it up, as they say. Now, I don't know what this is with the mushrooms. I'm still seemingly getting only mushrooms, and it needs to stop. Get out of my way, Luigi, you fucking turd of a human. I've got nothing against you, it just so happens that I don't like Italians, no. In reality, I'd say that I prefer Luigi to Mario. What is going on? Okay, that's going on. Getting a boost that I almost never get. Can you stop? I'm not getting that double box. Again, getting a box is better than getting no box, as I said before. I'm sure me repeating really basic knowledge in the game is helpful. Now, what I should have done was held that red shell behind me, because clearly, as an offensive weapon, it achieved nothing there. I couldn't necessarily anticipate that it would achieve nothing, but what I could say is that it would have been more appropriate to be used as a defensive item, at least initially. Can you fuck off? Seriously. I understand that your mere existence is... How do these people... Oh my god. I'm saying, how do these people keep falling off and then I fall off immediately after that? I mean, seriously. What is there to say? The ultimate, I guess, backhand right now is that I'm coming 11th in a track that I typically come first or second in, as evidenced by all hitherto recorded gameplay. But apparently, today is not a day where I'm going to perform well. I do admittedly have an excuse that I can action, which is that I... again, I've come last twice now. Twice in a row I've come last. It's alright, I'll lose all my points, I don't really care. I'm fine with that. Let's step it up, Doomley, come on. What I was going to say is that my excuse is that I haven't played in ages, and, you know, I think I'll be able to perform in this track well enough to shit on most of these people. I'll just burn them off. Now, one thing that is worth saying is that I'm at a severe disadvantage at the start of every one of these races because I'm going to begin at the back, given that I've been finishing last, so I basically have to claw my way to the top. There is also no guarantee that we will get the SNES Rainbow Road. In fact, we will not. We're instead going to get whatever that's called. Some juvenile. Oh no, Bone Dry Dunes is actually a fairly articulate description of this location. As opposed to... there was some other desert location with a silly name. Anyway, it doesn't matter. As long as I'm not blowing up at the start, I'm gonna fucking burn these assholes. You watch, I'm gonna go try hard, man. I can do some double dash drifting here, motherfuckers. If I can smash this Americunt. And I lost my box, but that's fine. Oh, I misread the situation. That guy has fallen. I do mean that literally, as opposed to a figurative means of referring to his death or his failure. Please. I'm always happy to receive... that could not have been better timed, that particular defensive maneuver with the red shell. Okay, defensive again. See, apparently you need to actually try when playing this game. I'm not accustomed to that. Most of the games that I play I can just do well with without trying, and this is again not one of those. Which really fucked it up again. But yeah, I prefer games that I can just play without difficulty. Some people, I would imagine, can play Mario Kart effortlessly and just win every time. I can't. Cannot do this thing. I've got a Japanese guy in front of me, which is one of the most dangerous things you can be faced with, because just because the Japanese guy's in front of you does not mean that you're safe. In fact, he's going to literally take the time to shoot things backwards at you, because it's not good enough that he's currently ahead of you in the race. He needs to fucking shit on you, because he's, I don't know, Japanese or something. That's what they do. It's just an observation. I can't see anything. I actually ended up in a good situation as a result of that. For reasons that I'd like to think are quite obvious that I don't need to explain or describe to you. I'm in 5th. It could be worse. We know that it could be worse. So I'll take what I can get at this stage. I will keep these shells as a defensive measure. As a form of contingency. In fact, no, fuck it, it's the end of the race. I could have hit Wario, but you know what? I'm feeling charitable today, and I'm going to avoid physically abusing fat people. So, yeah. Well, that's an improvement upon the last 2 races. Is it 2 or 3 that... I don't know if that was my 4th race or my 3rd. I've lost track. I've already lost count. I don't know what my phone is vibrating about. What do you want? Oh, it's Ethan. How dare playing Ribbon Road without me. This guy... What he actually... I can read verbatim what he sent. How dare playing Ribbon Road work out me. A little bit of translation sometimes has to go into reading what he types to. I've never seen someone who has been so afflicted with autocorrect on a phone. Ethan takes the cake with that one, as they say. I don't know what the cake is, but he's taken it. And he's even gone so far as to masticate it violently in my face. Now this is another track that I typically do well with, because for some reason other people struggle with these bloody cars, I generally don't. This is not quite the same as the Wii, but how did you get this fucking far ahead of me, you ass? Sergio AB. Well, remember when I said that I don't struggle with the cars? You see, if you get hit by one car, you're fucked. One car, and it's over. So as long as you are able to, you know, get out in front early and not get hit by a car, you're fine. Now in most scenarios, being hit by a car is the end of one's life, but, you know, Mario's pretty I guess, resistant. He's quite sturdy, I guess we could say. Now, I'm not Mario, admittedly. I guess I should be saying Rosalina. Why am I saying Mario? It is Mario Kart, but I'm under no obligation to play as Mario. Some guy is going to look at Rosalina and be like, on what planet is this Mario? Well, forgive my mistake. They look so alike that it was a slip of the tongue. But can we not? If you have any explanation as to how I've ended up back in last place... Well, actually no, there's a 12th player this time. If you have some explanation as to how I ended up in last place, then I'd love to hear it. As far as I'm concerned, that is not in any way an accurate reflection of my skill. It is, however, an accurate reflection of the fact that things are not going my way, and I'm starting to grow weary of it. I shouldn't be drifting into taxis, that's probably not ideal. Mate, whoever threw that fucking boomerang probably should be... Oh my god, okay, well... I'm basically in a position now where I'm finishing 10th, which isn't... Oh, did he steal 10th from me? He stole 10th from me, so I'm in 11th. Well, I gained some points, and then I've lost even more points again. Well, in fact, I have lost what I gained in the last race, so... There you go. Rosalina is clutching at her chest, as if she is on the precipice of cardiac arrest, which is regrettable, but I can't really be held responsible. As far as I'm concerned, the race transpires as it chooses, and then I just have to live with the consequences of that. Shiryu will not shut up, and Steve will also not shut up. I don't know what Shiryu is supposed to even fucking be. It's obviously supposed to be a name, but it's not a very good one. I think Draculeshti is a little bit better, but could always be wrong. Good luck, says Tim. I'm using tilt controls. So unfair. Well, it is your choice to use tilt controls. I will certainly concede that tilt controls is putting you at a disadvantage, but again, that is a handicap that you have willingly applied to yourself. So I really don't have much to say. There are three people with glasses right now. One of them is seemingly blind because he's got blackout sunglasses. And the other two are just looking mighty stylish. No, sorry, there are four. 4 people with glasses. We've got Mike over here. It's short for microphone. And I didn't really read the other names. Let's try to... Actually, no, this is one of the tracks, and this does not bode well, where I actually typically don't succeed. So, on a day like this, I can only assume that I am to really suffer. I don't know what it is. It's towards the end of this particular track I start to have problems, which is to say towards the end of, you know, one lap. I actually start to really lose it. Now, I can probably be under control for the entirety of the race, and then towards the end, oh my god. Again, I can't quite explain why I struggle in the way that I do. I'd better get this fucking boost thing. It's apparently helpful. You really need to... Someone's gonna... Oh no, no one took my double box. See, all it takes is one inconsiderate individual, and all of a sudden, I'm... Oh, for the love of God... Like, quite frankly, I am convinced and satisfied that my drift was perfectly fine, but it apparently wasn't. I think that much is clear. Okay. Microphone and Ryan are ahead of me, which I'm sad to see. I almost went straight into that fucking banana. You could bugger off. I mean, I'm flirting between the numbers 7 and 8, or the positions of 7 and 8. I missed the boost, and as such Ryan has overtaken me. Now, this is the oh, fuck for the bomb. I'm glad that I was just out of range of that, but fuck me. Hopefully I've drifted that. Oh, hello, Bullet Bill in 8th place. I'll take that. You've been very nice, game. I thank you for that. Finally some form of reciprocity after my absolute misery. Ooh, that is too high. I don't like that. No, I've put so much energy into this game, I need some sort of return on investment at this stage. The irony being, of course, that I haven't put much in. Get your fucking mushrooms, man. Get your mushrooms. There could not have been a worse timed ghost, but you know what? 5th place is fine, I'll take it. Some guy is gonna say, well, you only got to 5th because you got a Bullet Bill. Well, what about everyone else? Everyone else only got to where they got because they had advantageous items at specific points in the race that helped them to get ahead of everyone else. You know, there's a little bit of skill involved, but most of it is arse-wipe RNG. That's what it is. There's some people flying off into the stars, and I'm still here. That Japanese bloke, who, again, I can only assume is blind, based on his glasses, has done very well to beat all of us in spite of his visual impairment. And, yeah. Let's say impediment. I prefer that. There is a person with what can only be described as a rather oriental moustache, but I don't think he has any eyes. I suppose he's Slender Man. It's Slender Man Goes to China. That's what we're dealing with here. Slender Man Goes to China. And he is with us now in the race. I wait with bated breath to see how he performs. Oh, great. Fucking mirrored track. This is precisely why I do not vote for random tracks. Akasatana... This person is just putting random characters in their name. I swear to you, there's no way that that's an actual real name. It's just a string of hiragana. If the guy's like 8 years old, then okay, but otherwise, there's almost no excuse for this. And he could be, I don't know how many kids play Mario Kart in fucking Japan. I can tell you right now, though, that most kids in Japan would be playing better games than what most adults are playing in the West, so just thought I'd let you know. I play League of Legends competitively. But anyway, moving on. I've got a music box. Unsurprisingly, I've got... Oh, fine. I wanted to save the music box for something a little more interesting than a red shell. Look at these two fucking fighting each other. You know, if you two could just relax and just keep your spots, that'd be fine. You see, they don't settle for anything, those Japanese. They're fighting each other for first place. I mean, just take second, for fuck's sake. I'd take second. Fucking beats 11th and 12th. Can you just leave me alone with these red shells? The guy finally overtook me after succeeding in red shelling me. What I would ask is that he fucking relaxes a little bit and maybe drifts better to get ahead of me, instead of just red shelling my ass. Check this out, dickhead. That's what you call karma. Don't fucking red shell me. Alright. Oh, that's a blue shell that is not any of my fucking business. That is the business of the guy who fought for first place. Hey, you want to fight for fucking first place like that? Guess what? You can get a blue shell. How has this person succeeded in getting so far ahead? I almost can't believe it. It's shocking. What's this place called again? It couldn't be called airport or terminal or anything like that. It's probably fucking saw flight deck. I don't know. Some stupid thing. I nearly collided with a jumbo jet. That can't be allowed, surely. Air traffic control would not put up with that. You can see that I'm trying to protest this fucking asshole who's taken my second place from me. No, ATC wouldn't put up with that. It's a complete violation of safety. Air safety. I don't know if that's called air safety. Aviation? No. Let's call it aero safety. Let's try to sound articulate. You know, people on cars flying around in the path of an aeroplane taking off is, needless to say, not just disagreeable, but downright intolerable. Not just to ATC, but I would like to think to the passengers. Imagine if you're on the plane and you're just like, oh. There's a guy flying over the plane in a car. Am I comfortable with that? I think most would say no. How dare, says Ethan in chat. How dare indeed. By the way, I'm probably not going to be able to do a 2-hour live stream today. We'll find out. A 2-hour long stream, not a 2-hour live stream. Oh, look, I just got my wish of SNES Rainbow Road, but I do regret to say that it is 200cc, which even for me is going to be cause for great difficulty and adversity. Let's see what we can do. Fine. I just have to see what we can do. All I can do is, like, drift and I blow up at the start. You need to drift immediately. Basically, you're already drifting very early in Rainbow Road SNES. You have to drift even earlier here, as you can see. Everyone's going to be falling off, which is fine. I blew up at the start, and I may yet reach a good placement. I need to not fall off the edge. That is not something I can allow. But yes, everyone falling off the edge is the standard. .200cc does make this actually more fun, interestingly enough. It's almost too easy for me to succeed in SNES Rainbow Road now. So, a bit of 200cc does. You get the heart rate up, at least a little bit. My phone is vibrating again. Are you messaging me again, Ethan? Oh my god. Now, I did fuck that up, admittedly. Can we not do this right now? I can't see shit, man! If I have to take... Oh, well, I don't know what I'll end up taking, but I'll end up taking something. I think whatever it will be a placement that I can countenance. Oh, okay. Thank you. Are you messaging me again? No, it's actually someone else. Okay. What's going on? Oh, I see. So apparently, China censored Kobayashi-san Chi no Maid Dragon by reducing the breast sizes of the girls. Which, incidentally, is less censorship and more like just making it better. But, yeah, I just thought I'd let you guys know. I had been informed of that via direct message on Discord. In fact, I'm going to respond to that and say time to move to China. Which I say entirely seriously. Yeah, this is so much better, what the fuck? Okay. Aside from that, we will find out what our next course is. Oh, great. Oh, it's Excite Bike Arena. Which is not cause for excitement. We've got Modori and... what was it? Chidori. I don't know if it's Modori or Chidori. I think it's Chidori. I think it was Chidori. Which is sad. Oh, I thought I was going to blow up this down. I can only hope that there is some sort of, you know, fairly well-known Japanese meaning to that of Chidori that goes beyond that of Naruto that I happen to not be familiar with, because I actually cannot imagine an authentic Japanese individual making a Naruto reference. I can't believe it. There's just no way. So that, as I understand it, Chidori seems to relate in some way to that of birds. Okay, there's some sort of bird reference there. So you know, Deki, keep the shell, man. Just keep the fucking shell. Don't try to shoot it back. You're in first place. Oh, fuck off, you bone dry Bowser motherfucker. Whatever your name is. Anyway. I haven't done anything wrong. Nothing that I've done in this race has been poorly calculated, but I'm back in fifth. Which is, you know. Who the fuck? Whoever that was needs to actually reevaluate their life. And if they are unable to improve, personally, maybe they should, I don't know, try again in the next life. And speed up the fucking respawn. Jump ahead, man. Jump the queue. There are only so many souls in the world. Get first choice. Take it into your own hands. Fucking Mario Kart, motherfucker. Mario Kart. Imagine the people who take this game seriously. There are some people who are probably sitting there fucking bent forwards in their seated positions, seeking to beat everyone in Mario Kart. Well, I think I almost came last. Oh no, I'm in 7th, and 11th was the... Well, there were 11 races. I came 7th, which is far from last place, and I'm content with that. Quite content with that. Yoshi... yes. No, don't go... Stop. Archimedes needs to tell us that he's using tilt controls. Okay, I will say in response. I don't think it's meant to be a... it could very well be a translation of Yosh, but in other words, it's not like an acknowledgement of what another person has said. The translation can be used in that way, but I don't think the original text would work in that way. But anyway. Who is Okusoku-san? Okusoku-san. What I have come to realize is that Japanese people make some of the weirdest fucking names. You know how people who don't really speak Japanese make these Japanese names? They're usually pretty good. The actual Japanese people make some of the weirdest fucking names you've ever seen. They don't look good, they don't sound good, just... they're absolutely terrible. It just goes to show that, you know, there is such a thing as romanticism. And, you know, the Japanese aren't seeking to maintain any sort of Western fantasy about the beauty of the language. And I will say that Japanese is far and above the most attractive of the Asian languages, both sonically and visually. But Japanese game players make some pretty weird names. I need to start playing a little better, I think. Which sucks, I wish I didn't have to try. I feel so entitled. Or I feel as if I'm being entitled. I'm coming into this race like, I want to do well, but I don't want to have to try. Well, you know, there might be people in this race who are trying their hardest for some reason. For reasons that I can't even possibly imagine. There we go, I was wanting something like this. Okay, I'm just trying to avoid that fucking banana. Fuck off. tight drift on that one. This is what it means to actually try. It sucks. Wish I didn't have to do it. Oh, fucking invincibility star. At fucking 4th place. That's disgusting. Who fucking allowed that? The Mario Kart gods smile upon me. They really do. Look at this. This is... Oh, don't red shell me at the fucking end of the race. Don't do that. There's nothing I can do. Except to have some dick steal my place, and I'm pretty sure I was in 3rd, but some absolute waste of space took 3rd, and it is the guy using tilt controls. Fuck me. For some reason I see a lot of Japanese people who have names related with vegetables. Maybe they're trying to tell us something. Who is this guy with the green hair and the large open mouth? He might be a duck man. You can't really see, but he's got this... well, what I mean is there's no three-dimensional definition to it. But he's got this almost yellow outline around his 2 dots for a nose and his flat mouth. I think he might... maybe he's a Rito from the Zelda series. As for why he has green hair, that is still unclear, but he might be a Rito. In fact, that is my headcanon. So we've got a Rito from Zelda. We've got Slender Man Goes to China. We've got a few other people, but I'm the only me that is pleasant to look at. It happens to be. Or as it so happens. Now this is another circuit that I typically perform well in. I am going to actually be neck and neck with Japanese players as we go forward here, which is not going to be enjoyable, but I'll do what I can, seriously. I will do what I can. I don't know what it is, but it seems that people do struggle to get that purple boost on the initial drift of this particular course. What I'm going to be doing is actually not getting those coins. I will instead be seeking to get the tightest drift I can. Well, I'm not going to get these ones, but, you know, getting the tightest drift I can is my objective. I will say that it is... Oh, what is your problem? You see, I mean, absolutely typical. Random Japanese man comes out of nowhere like a fucking steamroller and just destroys me. Now, how he had that amount of momentum in 2nd place, I've got no idea. I do not know how he overtook me like that, but he's managed to take me from that one impact from that one Japanese guy. Took me from 1st place to 7th. Technically 8th. So, I don't really know what to say other than that's pretty fucking typical. But, I'm telling you, don't fuck with the Japanese. Especially not in Mario Kart. I'm sure they're quite formidable in any competitive game, but Mario Kart, at the very least, is no exception, and... Oh, what I was going to say was that in the Nintendo 64 version, it was a whole lot harder to avoid that fucking Yoshi egg. I think part of the reason why was because the perspective was harder to judge. But in this particular game, needless to say, with modern 3D graphics, it's a little bit easier to, as I say, judge said perspective. I did not seek to hit you with that green shell, rather. Oh my god. Squid ink and fucking lightning. Can I position myself for the... I managed to position myself for the double box, in spite of the fact that I had no visual on said double box. I have almost no coins, which is problematic. I am fighting for 1st place. The temptation to fucking red shell this guy, but I'm keeping my red shell defensively. I'm keeping it here. I would like to settle for... No, you fucking don't. Not doing it. Not doing it. Sorry, man. 2nd? 2nd. I don't care. No regrets. I'm not putting up with some mofo. Some fucking motherfucker taking my 2nd place at the end of the race. The best thing for him to have done was to settle for 3rd, but no, he couldn't settle for that. I was happy to settle for 2nd when I had that Japanese guy in front of me, but that guy couldn't settle for 3rd, so he's off the island, he's out of here. Get out. It's fucking hot today. In fact, I was told, I think, that it was going to be very hot on the Saturday. Some days ago. It's only fucking... It's not even 10 in the morning and I'm already feeling the heat of the day. And I don't like it. Okay. Weather, Sydney. I will be reading this in Celsius if you happen to be ancient history and still use Fahrenheit. You're just gonna have to live with that. It's currently only 26 degrees, but it's gonna get as high as... it does reach 30 today, but it's not as bad as I was expecting. The reason why it feels so shit right now is because it's 64% humidity at 26 degrees, which quite frankly is, you know, a bit muggy, a bit shitty. I don't like high humidity. Well, I think I can pour this in time. Okay. I typically do well on this course, but... Oh, not at 200cc. I could immediately tell it was 200cc. Oh my fucking god. How do these people negotiate this kind of speed? This is one of the worst tracks, by the way, to do 200cc in. One of the worst. I almost struggle to think of a worse one. There's something about it. It is not designed to be raced at this speed. It is simply not. I'm sure some people can handle it, but I cannot, personally. I'm going to be falling off quite a bit here. I do anticipate this. How these people are ahead of me, I don't know. I guess I fell off like once and then that was enough to fuck me. Something like that. I'll throw a red shell to make up for that. Really, at this point, I do not want to be going faster, so these mushrooms are really not all that helpful. Okay. I'm being hit by random shit, which is fine. That's smart, okay. I lost my drift because I turned at a weird angle. Alright, so this is where things get a bit ugly. See, I did not intend whatsoever to do a trick there, which boosted me further. I don't know. I'm in 9th, but I don't know how these people have managed to stay ahead of me, because I feel like we're all in the same boat, but maybe we're not. Maybe some people are not struggling with this. Yeah, okay, well that laser happens to be in the position that I need to be in to get a successful drift. It happens to be, so that's why I keep going headlong into it. Okay. I hate this fucking track at 200cc. I'm telling you, I'm pretty good at it. Ordinarily, but at 200cc it is just a dog's dinner. And I'm sick of it. If I don't get a bullet bill, I'm essentially married to 10th place here. Ask and you shall receive. Fuck me. Not that, well, okay, it turns out that still didn't help me, but whatever. Fucking hell. Alright, I don't care. I'm at 6,250. Holy jumping Jesus. I'm actually on my way to 6,300. I didn't even realize. I almost can't believe it. Unless I had seen it with my own eyes, I wouldn't have believed it. I do like the Legend of Zelda course. You know, the Legend of Zelda course is another one that is terrible at 200cc. Absolutely a waste of time. I cannot stand that particular course at 200cc. The new Rainbow Road... Look, my favourite Rainbow Road still, to this day, remains the Wii version. I love the Wii Rainbow Road. I think it looked the best, and it played the best. It was really good. The worst, of course, is the Nintendo 64 Rainbow Road, which they remastered well in this game. They did a good job remastering the Nintendo 64 Rainbow Road, but anyone who played the Nintendo 64 Mario Kart can tell you that the Nintendo 64 Rainbow Road was not a real fucking track. It was just... It felt more like a Sunday drive than a racetrack. So, in other words, there was nothing going on, you were just fucking driving around, basically. It was dumb. It was really dumb. Anyway. And it certainly wasn't a challenge. That much I can say for sure. Whereas, the Wii Rainbow Road was actually kind of challenging for some people. Not for me personally, and because of that, I was usually able to do better than everyone else, which I enjoyed. But, yeah. I'll read that in a moment, Ethan. I was only able to get about 70% of what you just sent in the chat, so I'll wait until after the race to possibly read an unfriendly comment. Oh. See, it doesn't take much. It doesn't take much of a mistake to go from almost winning the race to 10th place. It really doesn't take much. One little error. Oh, fuck. Here we go. I'll take that. I made solid contact with the Master Sword, but that served to boost me. Most of the time when you smash your head into a sword, it generally slows you down, but not in this game. Master Sword. I can do that. I'll just fuck up everyone else in the race because I'm so bad that I've found myself in 10th. I'm not actually bad, like I play this game perfectly fine. I really do. It just so happens that the people that I'm playing with are far more willing. Oh, are far more willing to play dirty than I am. I just play the game, you know. These people are out to grief everyone else, seemingly. Alright, I'll take take 6th, actually. How did I outclass you in Mario Kart? I can assume that you're being sarcastic. I don't know, I can't relate that to anything that I've done or said, but... Anyway. How have I outclassed you in Mario Kart? I hope you guys are enjoying the... Actually, I should have addressed this sooner. But quite frankly, I'm too far in the corner. I don't like being in the corner. I like there to be some distance between the edge of the screen and myself. I'm very obviously amazing at it now. I don't play it any differently now than I ever have. I haven't played this game in months. In fact, the last time I played was probably with you. That's how long it's been. I'm not playing any differently now. If you've just had some sort of epiphany and realised that I actually can play well, then that's nice, but feel free to go back and watch past recordings, right? Assuming you're genuine in your comments. I don't know. What kind of name is Rai? What is Rai? That is not a name. Rai. That is not a name. I'm sorry, I don't care if you're from Japan or not. That is not a name. Rai. It's insulting. Like, this is not a name. It doesn't sound good, it doesn't look good, it's weird. I don't like it. Oh, Vernon's here with me. What if it's actually Vernon? His name's Vernon. And he's from America, so it's probably... It is Vernon. That's my headcanon right now. His name is Vernon, admittedly, but I mean the Vernon, the one who watches me. He's sniped my race. How he's managed to do it, I couldn't imagine. I know it's him. There's no other possibility. Oh shit. A miracle. Pokey's gone and flown off the fucking edge. I can't see him. Tim and Mr. Batron. I'll eat my ass. Get out your knife and fork and get ready to dig in. You motherfucker. Oh, Bullet Bill, I'll take... Oh, 2 people got Bullet Bill. Get out of here, germ. I don't have anything against you, but... Oh, Pokey didn't fall off the edge. It was just on my screen. Oh, eat dick! If arse isn't enough, then get that dick right in the back of your throat. That's what I'll say to that. If arse is insufficient... Oh, don't push me into that. But yes, if arse is insufficient, then please take the next step and just throat me, man. Right here and now. Now, I'm sure some people can probably use the... whatever they call it. I don't even know what that's called, that particular item that I just had. I'm sure some people use it strategically, I do not. I just spam the shit out of it and get that invincibility period. That's what I do with it. I'm sure everyone's got their own way to deal with it, but that's how I do it. And it's probably the standard way to deal with it. Sorry, I was given a bunch of red shells, so I'm gonna do something with them if you don't mind. I'm feeling quite vindictive at the moment. Fuck off. And for very good reason, as you can tell. Good. Get the fuck out. This is a shit fight. I've never seen such a shit fight at the end of a race. This is crazy. At the end of the race... Okay. 6th is fine, I'll take that. But yeah, that was pretty shit. I'm not happy with that. Again, Wario's Gold Mine is one of those courses that I'm usually pretty good with. But, you know what? Excite Bike Arena, I want that again. I don't want Wario Mountain, or whatever the hell it's called. Everyone seems to have this persistent and insatiable hard-on for Wario's Mountain in this game. I have no interest in that course. I don't want to do it. I would rather Excite Bike Arena. So if these guys could please not vote for that fucking course, that'd be awesome. But again, my words fall on deaf ears. Well, thank you, Ethan. A belated realization, but thank you. I don't even play well. I play slightly above average, but even then, like, it's not good enough. That will never be good enough. You need to actually try when playing this game. One thing that I actually don't focus on too much is the collection of coins. I do think that there is a place for coin collecting in this game. I do think it does make a difference to your ability to succeed, but depending on the situation, I will prioritize a good drift. Oh, fuck me. I will prioritize a good drift over collecting coins. And sometimes those two don't go hand in hand. Sometimes the coin positioning is unconducive to good drift, and for that reason I will prioritize good drift. It's sort of, yeah, if I'm in first place already, usually I'll prioritize good drift. That's usually the priority at that point. I love all the shit that's in the background that's no doubt designed to distract you when you're trying to play the game. And it has seemingly succeeded in distracting you. Okay. Here's hoping I don't get lightning to remove my invincibility star. That did not happen. Whenever I put an invincibility star sitting in second item position... Are you kidding me? It ran out then? I can't believe it. But again, as you can see, I haven't really done anything stupid. I haven't made a mistake in this particular race, but I'm sitting at 9. So it just goes to show how thin the margin for error is. All you need to do is do something slightly... how do I even... inefficient, I guess. Unless you are at maximum efficiency and proficiency, you've got no hope of getting in the top 5. Which is fucked. These people need to get a life or something, I don't know. 9th place. 10th place? Stolen by a bullet bill. Stolen by a guy who would probably be better off selling the game. Whatever, man. Fucking stupid. Cooper City. I don't like Cooper City. but I like it more than almost everything else that was on that list. I hope you guys are enjoying the hammering outside. Bob the Builder has a task that he must address and probably not complete. I don't think there is any completion. He's never going to reach the point where he no longer needs to whip out that hammer and disturb my recordings. He will always have something to hammer. So, yeah, there is no completion, really, on the horizon. Oh dear. Cooper City is what has been voted on. Akasatana Hamaya. I can't read that shit. You almost need to take in a deep breath to read that whole fucking name. Again, as I say, unless the guy's like 8, there's just no excuse. I actually meant to hold that behind me. Here I am being defensive in like 10th place. But whatever. I guess that's the game basically saying, look, don't be defensive now. This is where you have to go on the attack. You're in 10th! There's no one behind you. And if there is someone behind you, they're probably coming up with a bullet bill, which is not going to be defended against using a red shell that's sitting on your arm. Which is fair. I'll fuck up with the bomb. Do you really think that I'm in need of a bomb right now? As in right now. When I'm almost in last place. Fuck off with you. You mother of a fuck. Remember when I said that I didn't like this track? I really don't like this track. It's not just, you know, I have a bad relationship with this track. This is one of my least favourites, and I actually don't know why I voted for it, to be completely honest. I don't know if it was my vote that was selected. I didn't actually see the voting process take place, but I really shouldn't have added to the chances of this. Oh my God. I shouldn't have added to the chances of this being voted because I do not like it. I've never liked it. Never. I've never so much as considered this to be a good track. This has always been a complete load of shit. And just pure misery from start to finish. Every time I... In fact, this is... well, no. I'd say this is alright at 200cc, it's just that, as you can imagine, if I already don't like the track at 150, it just becomes a whole lot worse at 200, so yes, I will say that this is one of the tracks that I really don't like at 200cc, but objectively speaking, it's not one of the worst that you can deal with at 200cc. You know, usually the ones where there are lots of opportunities to fall off even at... I had my thumb on the brake button that whole time. Just so that you know that I was not. Okay. Bob has now... what is Bob even? What is that? I guess it's... is it sawing or drilling? I don't know. It's disruptive, that's what I can say. I don't think anyone would disagree with that. I want to go over there and repurpose his power tools as weapons against humanity. Weapons against Bob, specifically. It turns out that I'm not the only blonde in this room now. There's some other blonde. But for reference, I'm prettier. In case anyone wanted to know. Well, maybe not prettier, but certainly cuter. How about that? She looks like some standard human. I look like an anime girl. Oh no. 200cc Wario Stadium. I can probably deal with this. We've got a Frenchie, we've got a Jerry, and we've got an Italian. I guess I can call them a spag bowl. I don't know, whatever is offensive to that culture. Anyway. Ignore me. Look at that fucking smooth drift. Wasn't smooth enough, however. I did what I could. Oh! Fuck. It's not good. I've been disconnected. For what reason? Is it because I called someone a Jerry? No, it's not. It's because I'm getting a call while connected to my phone. Now, this is one of the problems with using a phone hotspot, a mobile hotspot. If you are called while using a mobile hotspot, your mobile hotspot shuts off. That is one of the reasons why I generally do not use my mobile hotspot. Particularly while live. I thought it might have been because I called the German guy a Jerry, but actually no, it's because I got a call. Which is fine. You could maybe call that a form of cum. For reference, Jerry is not offensive, you know, it's not World War II anymore. It is not currently the 1940s, so I can call them Jerrys without too much worry, but yeah. I find it more funny than anything else. I don't even consider it to be offensive, I think it's quite funny. As far as calling an Italian a spag bowl, I think that's probably a bit worse. I find that oh. Have I just rejoined the same... No, I haven't joined the same race. No, this is Wario's gold mine. It's Wario's something else. That's what it is. Kaepi. What kind of name is Kaepi? It's not a name. Kaepi is not a name. It's like it's almost as if these Japanese people who make their names just draw random characters out of a hat and make a name out of it. It's shocking. Like, I can't believe it. Make a name, man. And what's worse is that once you get past those fucking characters, you've got, in parentheses, asterisk, semicolon, $, hash. What? That's fine, even. That's quite fine. Kaepi. What's funny is that my portable third character, not my original one, but the one that I've technically made 3 portable third characters. I made my original one in 2010. I lost that save file. And I remade a portable third character in what I recall to be late 2012. I made that character with random Japanese characters. And then of course I made my third one in the PPSSPP emulator, which I currently use today. That second character with random Japanese characters was a pretty terrible name. Once I was able to read Japanese, I read it and I realized, well, I cannot continue playing with this fucking character because the name is ridiculous. But it would actually be quite in keeping with some of the names that I've read here from actual Japanese players in Mario Kart. It wouldn't be unusual. In fact, a name that shit would possibly give rise to the assumption that I happen to be an authentic Japanese hunter. Because again, it was just... I can't remember what it was. It was something like Wanata Kaede, which again would be pretty normal for a Japanese player's Mario Kart name. I don't know if that's specific to the Mario Kart community, and I don't know if it might be indicative of their age. I don't know if maybe they're just a younger community and therefore, you know, they've got really wonky names, but yeah. Here you go. This guy's eyes are very wide and beady. Man with beard. I don't like this girl with the kissy kissy face. That can probably go. I'm not in need of the kissy kissy today. My hope is that the background noise of Bob is not too disruptive. I do hope that. And we have got Yoshi Valley again. Now, why is it called Yoshi Valley? But then there's a sign saying, Wild Yoshi Sanctuary. I don't know. So Yoshi is not a character, but rather a species. Which I was not aware of. What I've just said might, for Mario fans, be like the ultimate in no shit, bro. But I didn't know that Yoshi was a species. I assumed it was like a particular green dinosaur thing with a name that relates to that specific individual who happens to have, you know, a dinosaur-esque visage and a green colour. But no, it is in fact his very species that is called Yoshi. Let's see if I can maintain first place. I seem to have been lucky. Fuck off, Alex! I didn't even know you were there. I thought I was really far ahead of everyone else, but it turns out that in actual fact, you know what? No, fuck it. I'm so displeased with you having overtaken me that I'm going to take this double box. I would love to hit you. Did I get him as well? No, he fucking evaded it. I slowed down so that he would get hit by the explosion as well. I wouldn't have slowed down otherwise. Would have been more advantageous for me to retain my momentum. Fuck me sideways. There goes the Yoshi egg. The Yoshi egg has indeed jumped up, which is an unnecessary telling of what the egg has done. Unnecessary for the reason that you've just witnessed it for your own eyes. Not for your own eyes, but for yourselves with your own eyes. There you go. That's how we speak English, don't we? We've got Rihito, who actually has a legitimate name, as opposed to some weird-ass shit. Sorry, Rihito. In fact, no, I'm not sorry. You were playing as Donkey Kong, so fuck you. One thing that I must say, and I don't want anyone to take this personally, but if you play as Donkey Kong, you might be subhuman. What I'd recommend is that you make some form of evaluation of yourself. I think it's important, because if you're playing as Donkey Kong, there might be a problem with you. How I ended up in 10th, I've got no idea. That's fine, I'll lose 7 points. I'm still at 6,232, so that's more than I was able to say at the start of this recording. And again, I've probably been... Okay, I have to take a call. I'll be back soon. Very shortly, hopefully. I have returned and I apologize for my absence, but what I can say is that you can rest easy. Bob is still busy making noise that would, in any person's estimations, be disruptive to the recording. So it's alright. I mean, I'm here and Bob's here, so we're under control. Let's get ready to go. Fuck me. But don't actually. Depending on who you are, maybe, but most likely don't. Rainbow Road. Karina from Germany. And, here we go. Homaki Motoi. Homaki Motoi. That's an alright name. I'm fine with that. I'm actually quite fine with that. For a moment, I literally just missed the race. They couldn't just shoehorn me in. They had to have me watch the race from the fucking start. Let's see how King Matt goes. King Matt, for reasons unknown, is the person whom I'm watching this time. This is Rainbow Road? Are you sure? It is Rainbow Road. Holy shit. I'd forgotten that little part was from this track. I'm quite familiar with that part. It takes quite a considerable talent to make, by a significant margin, the worst Rainbow Road map, with the amount of experience that these guys have by this point in making Mario Kart courses. But they succeeded in it. It is definitely the worst. It's just complete shit. I think it's an embarrassment, and I think they would have been better off just settling for remastered versions of older tracks. You know, if you can't make a better one, just leave it alone at this stage. Or improve upon an older one that's worse, such as the Nintendo 64 track, which they had already done by this point. So, settle for that, man. And bring the Wii one back. The one in the Wii version was good. That was actually a good track. Fucking well designed. Appropriately challenging. That guy literally just weaved around the item box. I feel bad for King Matt. He's not having a good time. I don't think he's playing all that poorly. It's just he's getting the shit end of the stick. Waluigi's Pinball. I don't remember that. Is that in Double Dash? I will say that I didn't play Double Dash. And I didn't really play the Super Nintendo Mario Kart. The one that I played the most was Wii. Second to that was the Nintendo 64 version. And I've also played this version. So I did play a bit of the Super Nintendo version, but not enough to really have a clear memory of how that game was. I played it a long time ago. It was on DS and 3DS, I see. I never actually played Mario Kart on DS or 3DS. I do remember Mario Kart DS, though. I don't know why I didn't get it. Why did I not get it? I must have been so preoccupied by other things. I was having so much fun with Castlevania and Zelda on the DS that I just didn't have time for Mario Kart. Why would I bother? That was my opinion at the time. Castlevania was so well accommodated on the DS. So well accommodated. 3 amazing games were released on the DS for the Castlevania series. You had Dawn of Sorrow, Portrait of Ruin, and Order of Ecclesia. Technically not in that chronological order. I would have to swap Dawn of Sorrow and Portrait of Ruin. So it went Portrait of Ruin, Dawn of Sorrow, Order of Ecclesia. And I played them all when they were new, basically. Order of Ecclesia came quite considerably later. Something like 3 years later. If I recall, Portrait of Ruin was 2005, Dawn of Sorrow was 2006, and I think Order of Ecclesia was 2009. So, yeah, all 3 of those games, amazing. Just so good. A return to the old Metroidvania of Symphony of the Night fame, and, yeah, basically sticking it to 3D Castlevania. I did anticipate me blowing up at the start, quite frankly. There's a fine line between blowing up and getting the best possible boost. It's a fine line. So this is Thwomp Ruins. Thwomp being a form of onomatopoeia. I think referring to the big sentient rocks that thwomp the ground, or thwomp you. Now thwomp is not what you would call standard onomatopoeia. It's rather... well, to start with, it's rather interpretive. Second of all, it's not widely appreciated, but the thing with onomatopoeia is that you're supposed to be able to understand it, even if you've never heard it before, because it's supposed to accurately represent the sound that it's referring to. So, I could give you an example. Glop. Glop is not a word, but if I'm going to say glop, let's say for example, the loud glop glop of the... I don't even need to mention what it is. You can imagine what it would be. It would probably be a very thick... yeah, let's just... no, I'm going to get off this subject. This is stupid. What a stupid topic of discussion. What's wrong with me? Just goes to show that I've really got nothing else worth talking about. Except to come first in Thwomp Ruins. Completely subconsciously. Like, nothing of what I've done so far has been conscious. So. Apparently, I play better without paying attention than when I do pay attention, which is fine. I can live with that. But what I will furthermore say is that I think the group that I'm playing with right now is a whole lot worse than the last one I was playing. These guys seem to be kind of not great at the game, which is good. It's certainly helpful for me. I did miss my boost here, which hopefully won't fuck me up too much. Didn't fuck me up at all. Bit late for a ghost, I would say. A bit late indeed. I will take my first place and I will enjoy the points that I acquire in having achieved that. Yeah, Castlevania on DS is amazing. Really, really good. Because the thing with Castlevania on DS, that people who haven't played it on DS don't realise, is just how convenient it is to always have the map visible on the top screen. It's so good. In the Metroidvania games that came before it, and of course the traditional Castlevania games as well, you'd have to manually bring up the map and check it. But in the DS Castlevania games, it was always there. And that's really convenient. I wouldn't say that I was reliant on it, to the point where going back to games like Symphony of the Night, Circle of the Moon, and the other Game Boy Advance games, I felt as if I couldn't enjoy them because I didn't have the map there all the time, but it was really good. Castlevania is one of those games that works amazingly on the DS. It works amazingly with the dual screen system. So, yeah. I have to play Order of Ecclesia again. I haven't played Order of Ecclesia in about 10 years. I think the last time I played it was 2011. I played it for, I think, 3 years. Fairly consistently. I played it pretty heavily for that period of time. And I'd love to try it again. What I'm going to try to do is retain my first place here. I'm going to be fighting Japanese to keep it. Yeah. Admittedly, I did fuck up that drift. I will concede that my poor performance has led to failure in this case, as opposed to some fucking chance-based getting hit with a random red shell scenario. That bomb over there. Oh, I'm gonna drop this bomb. Fuck you guys. Seriously, get the fuck out. My humble request is that you get the fuck out. Oh, I just drifted into grass. Which, by the way, is something that one should avoid. One should avoid. Karina the German. She's from Germany. Am I going to continue with Morrowind? Not at this stage, and the reason why is because when I was recording Morrowind, for some reason the game was really dark. Now, when I minimize the game, it becomes dark. But for some reason, the entire time I was actually recording it, it was as dark as it would be when minimized. And at this stage, I don't know how to fix that problem, and I just don't want to have to deal with it. I'm at a point right now with my video content creation where I just want it to work. I don't want to have to live or deal with any difficulties like that. Most of what I would record wouldn't cause problems, really. But unfortunately, Morrowind is causing problems, so I don't know if I'll record it. What I will do is probably keep Morrowind recordings to Doom Link update videos. I think what I will do is create this. It was just something that I was thinking of, but maybe I could make it a standard or a typical protocol to have all update videos take place in Morrowind. I think that would be nice. But as far as doing an actual proper series of Morrowind, I, at this stage, can't anticipate that. I can't see that happening. So, yeah, sorry about that, but... What I do also need to do is try to return to my live Let's Plays. The reason why I haven't done that is because all of my live Let's Plays, save for Phantom Hourglass, will require my old television. I need to get a new table to put that television on so that it may sit alongside my new television. And again, the reason why is because my new display, which I call the television, which is technically not a television. I call it that because it serves the function of a television as far as, you know, a large display that I connect to my consoles is concerned. It does not actually support resolutions below 720p, which is really unhelpful for most of my retro gaming. In fact, all of my retro gaming. So, I need to keep using that old television. But my setup needs to be updated to accommodate that. Now, Ribbon Road is, again, one of those tracks that I generally do pretty well with. We'll see how things go. I don't always do well with Ribbon Road. I mean, I think history has shown that occasionally I can do fucking abysmally in Ribbon Road. But I have a strong affinity with this particular track. I'm sorry, I have to do it because your fucking green shell there was intimidating me. Successfully intimidating me. Alright. Let's retain this first place. It's gonna hit this guy too. Well, it would have. How that Japanese guy just completely ignored that blue shell, I don't know. How fair is it, ladies and gentlemen, that you can be in first place on the basis of your merit, and then some dick throws a blue shell, and now you're in 8th place? I mean, what is that? Blue shells should never have been introduced, and I am of the strong opinion that they should be abolished for all future games. But they won't be, because what I can tell you is that Nintendo don't give a fuck about making a balanced and well-designed Mario Kart game. They've never given a shit about that, or at the very least they haven't for a very long time. So, there you go. That is the situation. And I'm getting hit by boomerangs now. Never Trump. Okay, man. Don't particularly need to read that guy's name. I'm trying to enjoy Mario Kart. My guess is that it's a name that hasn't aged all that well. I don't think that's so topical in America right now. They're too busy talking about how Biden should be in a fucking retirement home. Something like that. Or maybe they've gotten over that now. Oh my fucking god. That was, I could not have boosted on a worse angle. Yeah. Second to last is what we're coming. From first to second to last. Fine. Fine. Ribbon Road. Sweet, Sweet Canyon. They could have just called it Sweet Canyon. What is wrong with just calling it Sweet Canyon? Can someone explain that to me? Why does the word have to be repeated in that way? I don't get it. Yeah. Sweet, Sweet Canyon. I get it, it's especially sweet, so one word of sweet is insufficient in communicating the degree to which the canyon is sweet, but I don't think we require that sort of explanation. I think I will believe and agree that it is sweet without you saying it twice. Tiny Peter. I don't know if that's a satire of rappers calling themselves little, but yeah. Can someone explain that to me? Why do rappers call themselves little? Is it supposed to be a joke? Like, I feel that with rappers it's all about masculinity, and little is the opposite of that, so they're trying to... I could be wrong. I mean, some guy could be like, oh, he just said that rapping's about masculinity. He doesn't get it. Well, maybe I don't. But as far as I'm concerned, it's very much about being cool. Seems to be a lot of that going around, so... As far as referring to yourself as little, like Lil, even. Not even... It would be severely uncool to actually fully spell the word little, so they have to abbreviate it. But, yeah. I don't know, I don't really understand. What is that? A fucking blue shell in, like, 5th place. Oh, what is going on? I'm in 10th because I just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time, ladies and gentlemen. This is completely unrelated to my ability to play the game. Completely unrelated. It has everything to do with the fact that the game kinda sucks. That's what it has to do with. I can assure you of that. I'm literally in last place. You are witnessing Doomlink in last place right now. I don't think a blue shell is going to help all that much. I don't know why, I just don't think it's going to fucking help me get from last place to at least a placement that's somewhat reasonable. I've just got that feeling in my bones. Can I at least take 8th? 8th I can live with. Fine. I still lost points, but not as many. What kind of name is Harsun? I just read the name Harsun and I'm thinking... Ha? Your name is Ha. Just Ha. That's it. You've got a language as intricate as Japanese, and the best thing you can think of is Ha. Yeah. I don't want that map with the, or the course with the boat. I don't want the course with the boat. Don't. Don't choose that, please. Peanut Head over here needs to turn to face me so that I can look at his face. Oh. He's not too bad. Just wasn't sure if it was the Slender Man goes to No, not the boat. Thank you. I don't want the boat. This is a Wii course. And I'll enjoy it. Grumble Volcano. Peko. Hey, Peko. One of my friends, actually, names himself Peko. P-E-C-O. In some of the games that he plays, based on Pekora from... What's the name of that show? Fuck. Majo no Tabi Tabi, that's very good. No, not that one. Not that one, sorry. Similar to that, it aired at a similar time, and it involved a witch. It's a fairly long named show. It's the one with Azusa, the witch. I believe it included slow life in the time. But yeah, Pecora from that show is whom he referring to. Anyway. Admittedly, it could be him. In a weird way. He could have... He does have a Switch, he could have just whipped out Mario Kart. No, it says he's from Japan, so... It's nothing. There happens to be a person in the world that can name themselves Peckle, except for that one friend that I happen to have. Who would have it? And he also wouldn't name himself Peckle in Hiragana either. He wouldn't do it. I don't even know how I'm in second place, I'm just playing the game. Seriously, I just play the game and I can sometimes end up in first or 10th. Seriously, just by playing the game. Without any real consideration made to what I'm doing. It's fucking weird and I don't understand it. I guess what it has to do is that it's all luck based. There's no fucking skill involved. None whatsoever. Can you stop? What's your name? Hamaki. Oh, you're the Hamaki guy, that's right. Oh, shit, fuck! Because shit and fuck are not sufficient on their own. I have to combine it into one exclamation. Yeah, give me that double box. Why am I in 6th? Hamaki's having a fucking problem. Got 2 invincibility stars here. How I'm in second, I've got no idea. I lost my fucking drift, which is bad. That's not good. Not timely at all. Let's see what I can do here. This mushroom that I have here is going to save my fucking ass. Second? I'll take it. Thank you. Thank you. Now it's time for me to work on getting to 6,300. Yeah. 6,300. That's my new goal. TikTok clock. If anyone votes for TikTok clock, I swear to fucking God. Stop it. Stop. I don't require this. I don't know what it is with people voting for TikTok clock. It sucks. It's a shit course. I don't want to do it. Okay, maybe it's not shit, but it is average. There are better options. That girl's hair, the girl with the freckles, her hair is going into her eye. That can't be comfortable. Brush it to the side, fuck. Get it out of your eye, that's not pleasant. Monty. Merida. I couldn't read it all. It seemed like a decent name, whatever it was. Because Merida is already like an improvement on what I've seen thus far. Among the Japanese names. Don't need any Goombas. I did fuck up my drift a little bit though. More than a little bit. If you're going into the grass, that is just a... That is you fucking up. That's not a minor fuck up, that is just a de facto failure. That's what that is. Yeah. You wouldn't imagine that it would be so easy to outdrift people in this game, but it is. Because again, there's not much skill involved. All it takes is a bit of good drifting and generally you can get ahead of people, but that's only for as long as you're not getting fucked with things like red shells and whatever else is out there to hit you. And there are many such things. Many such things. Come on, Andrew. Andrew and King Matt are ahead of me. I think they're in trouble. Because I'm here. coming in 7th at this, well, I was coming in 7th, now I'm in 9th because there's an inconsiderate individual who has decided to collide with me whilst under the effects of an invincibility star. Fuck that person. Whoever I hit with that red shell was not slowed down at all, and I hate that. I believe that. Don't. Fuck off, man! Now I have nothing. 11th. Am I really good? No, I'm not going to finish 11th. I'm better than that. Stop stealing my double box. You need to cease at once with this fucking shit. Stay out, drift, you fuckers. That's my only option at this stage. 9th. Okay, I'll take it. I'm going to lose points, but not that many. That's the point. As long as I don't lose many points, I can live with it. 3 points lost is something I can certainly put up with. There's a Japanese guy in last. What's going on? What's happened with him? Is he okay? Is he okay? Is the question. Sherbet Land. Here we go. It's a Mario Kart double dash track. Oh, bloody hell. The guy who's wearing the crown, the one who came first before, seems very friendly. Very friendly. If I met him in the street, I would have absolutely no cause for concern. I'd feel safe in his presence, and quite frankly, my first impression would be that he's a very upstanding fellow. A good man. Let's see what the next course is. That's fine. I was very close to getting Sherbet Land, which I would have preferred. But this is fine. We've got a Canadian in here, which is good. Monty is still here. Good old Monty. Now, I typically outdrift the fuck out of everyone on this track, and I still can't believe that I am able to do that consistently, but I can. Let's see how we go. I'm not sure what it is. You know what I think it is? It seems to be that people are more interested in getting the boosts than getting a good drift, and I find that getting a good drift is actually more important. So I'm going to start here, and I'm going to get it real tight. Real tight. This doesn't seem to be working as well this time, but still. No, I've found my way into third in having done at least that much, so I think an inevitability at this point is that I will hit first. I actually can't believe that I can consistently shit on every team that I go up against in this track. It's incredible. I'll never understand it. A good drift on this track seems to win it every time. Unless I get red shelled, in which case I have to obviously settle for whatever I'm given again. Can you stop? Look at this! What a fucking joke. Alright, let's outdrift these fuckers again. I'm happy to do that. Unless I get pushed off course by some inconsiderate dick, whose only strategy is to make physical contact with another racer. Because he is so bereft of any strategic prowess that that's what he has to resort to. Another notable impediment is the fact that he's probably a waste of space. Alright. And time to drift the fuck out. Yeah, get Monty, I don't give a fuck. Get him out of here. That motherfucker. I don't have anything against him personally, but if he's gonna take my damn spot, my damn placement, I'll settle for second. First? Okay. How the fuck I stole first from that guy? I'll never understand, but I'll take it. Again, outdrifting these fuckers is a consistent skill that I can employ. I don't want Wario. Baby Park. Speaking of drifting. Speaking of drifting. I do believe it's time for Baby Park. The time has arrived. That girl's hair is still in her eye. I'm almost sorry to see it. It must be terribly uncomfortable. An acute discomfort. Experienced in the pursuance of a style. A hairstyle, in fact. Whether or not it's a good one, I couldn't say. We've got Baby Park, let's do it. Now, the problem with this particular course is that it's not really about how well you can drift. It is, but that's not the only factor, because unfortunately, it turns into an item shitfight more than almost any other map. So, while a good drift is very important, it's not going to automatically win the race if you can outdrift someone. That is the point. I'm neck and neck with the Italian, and as a result, well, the fact that he's in front of me means that he's going to get all the boxes that are automatically given to he who drifts correctly. Oh, fuck me, son. Look at this! I lose my momentum and that's it. I'm in 10th, for fuck's sake. 10th. You. Lily from Canada. Lily from Canada. You have been named, and you will desist. At once. Lily from Canada. Fuck off. Get out. Go. I hate this fucking map. What a joke. There's no skill involved. Baby Park is literally the most skilled-based course in the entire game. Yeah, my fucking ass it is. About as much skill involved in this as... fucking... absolutely shit on you fuckers, because I've got to... Look at this. 3 invincibility stars, and I might be lucky to even get 3rd fucking place. I couldn't get 3rd place with 3 consecutive invincibility stars. That should tell the entire story. That should do all the work for me. There's nothing that I need to say. This course is an absolute joke. That's what it is. I never thought I'd vote Excite Bike Arena over Ribbon Road, but I'm feeling it. I think I might actually like Excite Bike Arena more than Ribbon Road, which is definitely a profound thing for me to be saying, because I've essentially fingered Ribbon Road to be my most comfortable track, but I'm not sure if I agree with that anymore. Yeah, I've never seen that before either. 3 invincibility stars in a row, that was pretty crazy. But even with that, it still didn't do anything. I technically advanced maybe 3 positions in the race, but... oh, well, Ribbon Road comes back like a boomerang. Fart Party. There is a person in this room named Fart Party, and is unsurprisingly in the United States. I would not expect them to be from Europe. That would be incredibly unusual. Unless that European were under the age of 10, I would not expect them to be from Europe and be named Fart Party. But anyway, it speaks to the difference of culture. That is the point. Oh, almost lost my drift. Now, I will admit that the sheer juvenile nature of the word fart does actually make me laugh sometimes. But this particular name is not funny. There's nothing about it that's actually funny. It doesn't even make me smile. It's pathetic. That's what it is. I'll just take 2nd. Or 1st, I guess. I'm about to take over Fart Party. Or overtake, rather. What am I getting? A buck and green shell? Not good enough. That's what I have to say to that. There is a shit fight for the top 3 places right now. Or placement, you could say. That was a strategic green shell which categorically failed. Come on, Fart Party. The last thing I want Fart Party to do is succeed. His success is my... Well, his success is to my detriment. But it is not my failure. I was going to say his success is my failure. It's not true. Because second place is not... Oh, this is not good. Fucking up a drift at second place is not designed. Not even remotely. Well, Fart Party happens to be ahead of everyone else, so... I guess he's allowed to have a stupid name, because, you know... He's apparently better than everyone else at Mario Kart. He's the king of Mario Kart. See how he's doing all these weird things? Good. Get a blue shell, motherfucker. How's he so far ahead? I can't believe it. Oh, I can't believe it. What's going on? Okay. The status quo has been maintained. I was concerned that my greed was going to result in me losing second place. That didn't happen. Fart Party retained first place throughout the race. And we're under control. Okay. What I would ask is, what is the quorum for a fart party? How many people are required for a fart party to be referred to as such? Oh, fart party is heading off. Bye. Let me say goodbye to you for... Hooray! Hooray! Get out of here, man. Can you handle that sort of abrasive response? Can you handle it? He stands there with that blank smile on his face. This will be my last race, by the way. That it will. I've been live for over 2 hours. I wasn't sure if I could go for this long, but I sure can. This will be my last race. This desert is not just dry. Remember when I said that there was a desert that had a stupid name? This is it. Dry desert. Unnecessary. Just call it dry desert. And quite frankly, I'm just going to watch this little bastard jump out of his seat. But quite frankly, if dry is insufficiently descriptive, get another word. How about arid? Arid is a word. Have you ever heard of arid? Oh, we can't use arid. The kids don't know what it means. Teach them the fucking word. Maybe they can learn something from the bloody game. They're going to play the game. They're going to say, oh, arid desert. What does that mean? Arid? I've never heard that word before. They'll ask their parents, then they'll learn what the word arid means, and they'll actually have fucking learnt something from this bloody game. But no, we're going to call it dry desert because apparently we need to be kid-friendly. You know what's friendly to kids? Teaching them shit. That's fucking friendly to kids. Dumbing them down is not friendly. There's nothing friendly about it. It's insulting. I'm insulted. I'm an adult and I'm playing this game where I'm in a course called Dry Desert. It's pathetic. Dry desert. Give me a break. So Monty has taken first place. I happen to have a music box, which really would be more helpful for him than me, but if I do overturn, oh, fuck me. Goodbye, Monty. Adding insult to injury. Oh, shit. I can't believe it. I did manage to get that music, not music box, but rather item box. A boomerang is not what I need right now. I don't even want it back. Whenever I throw the boomerang, I don't want it back, because I fucking hate this weapon. This item. I don't know if I successfully hit someone, I'm just fucking throwing it, hoping that it doesn't come back. I think it sucks, I don't like that boomerang. I believe it was introduced in Mario Kart 8, and in my opinion, it sucks. What is your how have you fucking outdrifted me? What is your situation? Oh my god. Well, I don't need to question how the Japanese guy got ahead of me. To start with, he's using Waluigi, which is the meta. As I have previously explained, no one uses Waluigi because they actually like the character. No one's like, oh fuck, I personally identify as Waluigi, and so I would personally like to play as Waluigi. I play as Rosalina because she's a beautiful girl. But in the case of Waluigi, no one's, you know, choosing Waluigi because he's some fucking cool guy. They're choosing him because he is the meta character in terms of weight, in terms of size, in terms of I don't know what, but apparently he's the best. And so people use that. So if you see someone running Waluigi, chances are they're desperate to win. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4 of them in this particular group. So there you go. With that, did I finish second? I think so. It wasn't first, but that's a good note to finish on. I do thank you all for watching. This has been a fairly reasonable live stream, actually. I was expecting to have a much more annoying live stream. I did finish last a few times, I will say. As long as you can play this game with a certain level of detachment, as long as you're not really invested in success or failure, or invested in the game such that success or failure will matter, you'll probably enjoy yourself. I was able to play that way today, and consequently I have enjoyed myself. And so, without further ado, I thank you all for watching, and I will bid you farewell. There will be a Monster Hunter recording later on today, and I hope you'll be able to join me for that. But I will say goodbye for now. See you.